The Trick, Chapter Number 2. The Trick can be played by 2, 3, 4, or 6 players. If you're 2 players, you play 1-to-1. When there are more players, you play in teams of 2 or 3 players. To start the game, the cards are mixed in order to make each hand different. I know you probably know how to mix, but just in case, you can mix like this or like that. The mixer is called the foot of the game. He must invite the player to his left to make a cut. What's a cut? It's to divide the deck with the cards looking down and place the bottom half over the top half. The player who receives the first hand from the mixer is said to be the hand of departure. And write this down because in the next chapters I will talk about hands and feet, and you have to understand what I'm referring to. 1 card is dealt at a time until each player has 3 cards from right to left, and the dealer must be the one who receives the last card. Now each player must have 3 cards in his hand. You can see the cards, but you can't show them. At least you can't do it explicitly. That's what the signs we learned in the previous chapter are for. And if you don't remember them, in the description of the video, we will leave you a link so you can download a PDF that will serve as a memory aid so you can study them one by one. The first to receive the cards starts throwing. Throwing the card means that it rests on the table face up so the rest of the players can see it. Then cards continue to be thrown in the order in which they were distributed. The initial fragment of the game is called First Hand, where all players participated, laying a card on the table. Once all players have their first card on the table, the counting is done, and the team with the highest card wins the hand. The winner of the first hand is said to have done first. This gives a small advantage in case of a final draw. The player who threw the highest card in the first hand starts throwing in the second hand, followed by the player to his right until the hand is completed again. The game is won by the best of 3. How's that? If Team A wins the first and the second hand, the game ends because they won 2 out of 3 hands. If Team A wins the first hand and Team B wins the second hand, the game will be defined in the third hand. In case they tie on the third hand, the team that made first wins the game. By that I mean the team that won the first hand. In case there's a tie in the first hand, all teams must throw the highest card, since the winner of the second hand will win the game. In the case of a tie in the first and second hand, the game will be defined on the third. And if there's a triple draw, meaning they tied the 3 hands, the team that was hand wins. By that I mean the team that received the first card. We now have to close Chapter 2, but get ready because the best is yet to come. Take 2 mates and I'll wait for you in Chapter Number 3 of this Truco Stars tutorial that teaches you to play like a pro. See you soon.